Thank you for braving the traffic to be here. It's good to see you.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's good to have you. Let's talk about how big of a difference for you things are between year one and year two. We always hear about the comfort level being so different in year two. Is that the case with you?
I would say so. So far, I would say I'm definitely way more comfortable just with everything, just being in the facility, knowing where certain things are, knowing people's faces, knowing people's names, and being way more comfortable with the playbook. That's like the real big difference, because if you're able to communicate with other guys on the field and you're comfortable in what you're doing, you can just play faster. So
it's that much more complicated, the playbook. From, I mean, you were at Ohio State. That's no small place. From, you know, college to the pros.
It's a big difference for sure. Just,
you know,
everything.
Eli, the Giants franchise has always been defined by defense, and you guys really played well on that side of the ball last year. How much higher of a level you think you guys can get to here in 2017?
I think we can be a lot better. I think last year we had like one of the best red zone defenses. I think it was actually #1. And I feel like we can just definitely keep that going, and we can also just limit bigger plays. Our problem was we kind of gave up too many explosive pass plays, and we could just do a way better job of just limiting the amount of those. So just like little things, just communication, being on the same page. You know, we had a lot of, you know, not injuries, but we had different guys in the rotation, especially at safety a little bit, free safety. So it should definitely be a lot different this year.
Eli, one of the unique aspects of you last season was the fact that your mother's a member of the media. She had her column and she had her ESPN work. At some point of the season, she had some controversy because she was, as a reporter, is sometimes critical, as a columnist is, of the Giants. You had to have a press conference. Did that make it any harder for you? Was it interesting? How did you deal with that? How did you feel about it?
Definitely made things a lot more interesting, I would say. No, it was one of those things as a rookie, you know, you gotta have to like worry about everything. Sometimes you come in and you just expect things to go one way, just be focused on football, but you kind of have to grow up in a sense and just know that you have to like kind of oversee everything. And that's one thing that's definitely a big difference for me this year, just making sure I'm putting my focus on just everything instead of just football.
Well, let me ask you this. Your mom comes across as a very, very smart woman.
Right.
Did you ever have to say to her, though, I understand your perspective, I understand you have a strong opinion, it's not making life easier for me. Can we, you know, knock it down a touch? Did you ever say that to her? Do you have a conversation like that with her?
We've had a couple conversations, but they will always come at like just, you gotta be respectful, of course. So always just made sure to keep the respect thing #1. And she understands like things have to be different. You know, of course this year, you know, you want to take that jump, and that's something personally I want to do, and I think it's going to be a lot different.
So being what you and your mom went through last year, what advice, I'm curious on this, you're an NBA guy too.
Right.
You see Lonzo and LeVar Ball and what they're going through. As somebody, you know, it's your mom and you as opposed to, you know, father's son. What advice would you give to them as they get ready to embark on something similar? Just the fact that, you know, your mom's a media member, but, you know, the father is much more involved with everything. Would you advise them to have the father step back? What would you do?
I mean, yeah, I would say coming into the league, you have to be more of a grown man than you were in college, of course. There's just so much being thrown at you, you know, with money and just everything, just the opportunity of being in a professional league and being able to have your face out there. It's, you know, it's definitely crazy. So, like, I would say, I mean, just have that good balance. Have that balance where you lean on your parents, but also have a balance where you kind of just take things for yourself and just try to learn things on your own a little bit, you know.
Makes sense.
Eli, we were kidding you when you came in. The guy who's not at OTAs gets a lot of the headlines. Always a lot of drama around Odell Beckham. From us, the outside, we make a big deal of it. What is it like on the inside? You guys get tired of that at all?
Not really. I mean, we don't really talk about it, to be honest. It's not like guys are like, oh, I wonder what this guy's doing if he's not here. Like, we don't really talk about it too much. We kind of just focus on the guys that are at OTAs, and we just try to get better as a unit. But
as long as he's making plays, I guess.
Listen, that sounded like it came right out of Ben McAdoo's mouth right there. That was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big player, of course, on our team. And OV is, of course, I don't think he showed up, but everybody knows.
Olivier Vernon, sure.
Yeah, right. Everybody knows when they do show up, they give 110% actually on the field. So that's all we need out of them, really.
Okay, gotcha. Let's ask you, who you think's tougher to cover? So you have Beckham, smaller and faster, likes to talk. You got Brandon Marshall now coming over, bigger. We know he likes to talk. We can ask Sheldon Richardson about that.
Yeah.
Who would be tougher to cover from your perspective?
From mine, I would say Odell probably a little bit, just because I feel like with Brandon being a little bit more, with me being more bigger and physical, I don't think he can do the things he does to like little corners that he can do on me. Just being like, you know, I've definitely been in the weight room trying to get stronger this year, so I kind of take pride in being able to hold my own, especially at the line of scrimmage, you know. And he's been really competitive though. Just a couple of practices I've had a chance to go against him. He's been really competitive and he goes hard every play. He blocks well, but I'll say Odell though.
I got you. You better be careful because Harper thinks he can bench press more than every athlete we've had in here. So he might challenge you. Real quick, Fun City Bowl, FDNY against NYPD, June 3rd, MCU Park. You were very involved. Tell us about it and what you're doing with it.
I am a captain, of course, with the NYPD, just trying to represent a little bit.
That's great.
Yeah, you know, we kind of call our secondary NYPD, New York Pass Defense, and they've been very just supportive of that. And of course, I'm always going to try to support, you know, the police and the people in that position because they definitely have a tough job. So just going to be there, just trying to coach them up a little bit. I know it's going to be like a serious football game.
Sure.
Last year kind of got a little intense, but I'll be there just to like try to ease everything, make sure they're playing fundamental football, of course.